Ugh.
Talking to me or your dog?
Mm.
Oh, look at that shirt, huh?
Ugh. Yeah, I got a Tennessee Titans shirt when I went. I got as a gift from an in-law.
Oh, really? I would think that they probably were just passing those things out for free at the stadium, huh?
Oh yeah, for the Titans. Yes, 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 yes,
Hello,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
They're never going to make um, a classic, great Wonka movie ever again. They never will. They tried with Johnny Depp and it failed miserably. And I think I'm showing my hand on this one. We're talking about Wonka. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
When you say I'm good, when you say a classic movie, are you just so biased to the Gene Wilder version?
Bias, no. Understanding what is a good film and what is not, yes. I mean, you can put the Gene Wilder version up next to the Johnny Depp version every day, and you're going to tell me that Johnny Depp is good? I know. The
So
Gene, no.
the difference is that first off, these are all coming from a Roald Dahl book.
Right,
All these adaptations, right?
right.
And what went wrong with the Johnny Depp version is that they tried to go darker, quirky with it, and they got Tim Burton, and they thought like, "Ooh, Tim Burton, remember this guy?" And man, this is part of the downfall of Tim Burton. Like this, Alice in Wonderland, Dumbo, we've compared to that many times,
Yeah, we
where
talked. Yeah.
Tim Burton just seems to, if he's not, he doesn't have his own material. He had his two like original kind of things with like Frankenweenie and
Beetlejuice.
yeah, Beetlejuice, and like that's really about it. Everything else has been someone else's.
Was Edward Scissorhands somebody else's?
It wasn't it like the story, but his character. Say with Night Before Christmas, where like he developed like some sort of characters, but a
Okay,
lot of it was it Henry Selick in in that director in the production, where
gotcha.
they basically did everything else, and then obviously was it oh who's that singer Oingo Boingo? Why can't I think of it? Come on,
Uh,
help me out. Uh,
Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman, thank you.
Danny Elfman. No, no. So we're not reviewing that stuff. I'm just saying you can please tell me that you're not screwing with me. And I think anybody that's listening to this, if you watch Johnny Depp's Wonka compared to Gene Wilder, the Gene Wilder version on film is miles above, right?
Well, yeah, because Johnny Depp was playing too much of a weirdo character, whereas Gene Wilder is playing sarcastically himself.
Right. So I have a question before we get into this movie, since because I was leading up to this for a reason. Now, I did read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when I was elementary. Again, that's a long freaking time ago, and your memory's better than mine. Is the Gene Wilder character or the Johnny Depp character more? Which one's more like Wonka in the original book?
Say, to be honest with you, Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, so that wasn't even part of my question. So Timothy Chalamet
I
was
know
this
it wasn't part of your
magician?
question at all, but
Really?
if you're going to give me one or the other, because there's ups and downs. Gene Wilder's, keep in mind, is that his plays a reclusive Wonka who's been a shut-in for decades.
Okay.
Timothy Chalamet is this, uh, I don't know, this happy-go-lucky, high-spirited, whimsical Wonka who's, I guess, a little bit magic at the same part too. In a few screws loose, but still has a feet on the ground kind of thing. And I think that's where Tim Burton and Johnny Depp's adaptation was just like, hey, make him crazy and like psychopathic crazy kind of thing. Where it's like we don't know if he's dangerous or if he's joking kind of thing. It's like okay, this isn't this isn't working.
So okay, so then with wow, Gene Wilder and Timothy Chalamet, like in the actual book, though, I mean, like you say that Wonka in the actual book is more like Chalamet here, like
Yeah, and this is
he's not a
where
recluse in the book.
so no, again, a lot, not as much as Gene Wilder is,
Okay.
but in a lot of Roald Dahl books, his side characters are often depicted as these loose, wild cannons, these eccentric characters.
Sure.
The really in a lot of his books, the main character, the hero of the story is the one that's usually depicted as normal. The BFG, the Twits, Matilda, uh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. A lot of these characters, the children reading these books, who are relating, I guess, themselves into these main characters, are seeing this world as a wild, wacky world, and they're the ones that
Okay.
are the ones that bring common sense to kind of an unlawful world.
So how are you going into this movie? And for everybody that's listening too, I want to know metaphorically, how are you going into this movie? For somebody like me who has not read the original book since grade school, um, I'm going into this with the Gene Wilder, the original movie, fresh in my mind. And that's my comparison. The book is out of my mind when I press play on HBO Max. So I'm comparing this not to the Johnny Depp one, but to the OG one. Where are you coming at on this one?
Oh, sure. Uh, honestly, I'm coming into this movie ready to hate it. I
Okay.
I had low expectations. I knew it was a musical, and I'm surprised that you didn't.
I did not know.
We had to talk about that.
I'm going to tell on the show. And I was pissed.
But I was going into it just arms crossed, ready to kind of just stink it. And really, I was. There was a part in the movie, though, I don't know when it was, where I think I kind of huffed and puffed and was like, I think I kind of like this movie.
Oh,
I,
I want
I,
to know
I,
that
I have
later.
I
I
have
want to
many
know.
gripes about this movie, but
Right.
at the same part, it was just there were many other parts where it's like, okay, this is actually fun.
So this isn't based off of any other material, right? This is just the studio pumping out a prequel. There's no books. There's nothing about Wonka's, like in this detail, past life before the Chocolate Factory, right?
Right,
This
right,
is
right.
all Hollywood made up. Okay. I was curious if there's another book. So everybody knows, listening for years on our podcast here, that I can't stand musicals. I'm not going to go through that wormhole again. I hate musicals. I press play on HBO Max, not knowing this is a musical. The movie starts with the classic music, and then it's Timothy Chalamet on top of a boat, and he starts singing, and I take my hat off and slam it on the ground and go, "Damn it!" And I just sit there.
It's like, buddy, if you wanted to do a musical, I could have recommended a few other musicals that we could have done. We're gonna be doing Wicked, right? So there's another one.
Right. Yeah. Did you like my little damn it?
Yeah.
Like,
For everyone who couldn't
oh,
see that, Jordan shook his fists.
oh, yeah. I was pissed right off the bat, man, because I know that the original had some music themes. I'm not going to bring up Johnny Depp anymore, but like the original had some music stuff, but like I didn't know this was going to be a musical. And this had Tim Burton all over it, man. Still, I mean, this had the stank of Tim Burton on it. I'll tell you why. The Art Deco, the ridiculous characters, right? Like he has a song. Wonka has a song about how he has what, like 10 shillings or something like that in his pocket, like 10 silver,
12.
12
And then it keeps
silver coins.
on dwindling as the song it
Right.
progresses, yeah.
I did cheat at the end of the movie, and I did IMDb it, and I guess his last silver coin that dropped into the drain is allegedly the same drain where Charlie finds a silver coin, the silver coin, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to do some more research on that because I'm quite sure that he drops that coin at like the bottom of a staircase, and I thought it was by like the riverfront, and
Mhm.
that's not where Charlie finds it in the original movie. But again, it doesn't really matter.
Right, but I was like, oh, that's them. And all of a sudden, I didn't know this. And again, I'm coming off this from the OG movie, but he's like Wonka's sitting in this alleyway. He's a young guy. He's found these cocoa beans, right? And he's a magician. Like he's magicianing himself with stuff. He was like, "Hey, I'm in an alleyway, so It's like, what? He's a magician now?
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing. Is this a thing?
This is the Roald Dahl part that kind of kicks in.
Oh, okay. So is this a thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's like flat out a thing. I think it's
Okay.
just their way to introduce the magic that's in the book. Again,
Okay.
a lot of silly stuff happens in Roald Dahl books. A lot of silly stuff. A lot of dark stuff
Right.
happens too, actually.
Right.
That they really don't do a lot of the dark stuff. Like a lot of like a lot of deaths and stuff. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
we're supposed to just laugh that off. People just died, and we're just gonna
The
okay,
giant peach still freaks me out
of course.
because it's stop motion. So all of a sudden, this big, scary English guy is just like, "Oh, you need a place to stay." I'm just like, "Oh God, the makeup is so bad." Oh, geez, and he takes her to, in Sweeney Todd, right? Looked like her place in Sweeney Todd, right? Takes her to this hotel, and she's like, "Hey, guess what? You can stay here, but you have to sign this contract." This little girl's like, "Read the fine print," and he can't read, and he signs the contract anyway.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I don't know who Timothy Chalamet. Did we review him in Dune?
Yeah, he was in Dune. He was in Call Me by Your Name was the big one that he was in.
I don't know that one. Is he the new heartthrob? Is he the new dude?
I wouldn't say new. He's been around for a little bit now, but yeah, he's definitely uh, the rising talent. He's a Hollywood it guy who
Okay.
apparently
So,
is knocked up one of the Kardashians.
oh, he's dating one of them. Oh God, one of the younger ones. Really?
Yeah, the less attractive one. What's her name?
They're all unattractive.
No, well,
Where
one needed to have a lot of cosmetic surgery. Uh,
where are you at this part of the movie? Like where are you feeling like he gets duped? Obviously, he's being duped to go to this hotel. They make him sign fine print. They're singing, they're dancing. Where are you at?
at this point, given the scenery and the characters that have come up, I've switched gears into theatrics. You're
Uh-huh.
going into Tim Burton, and this is not so much Tim Burton. Tim Burton doesn't really know what he's doing so much. He's relying very, very hardcore on CGI now, and
Sure.
it's just not working anymore, Tim. He's a fan of the show. I know he listens all the time. Tim, buddy, you got to stop it. I don't know if it's you or if it's the studio or if you just went into a deeper depression because of Helena Bonham Carter, whatever her name is, leaving you and stuff like that too. But like you got to stop. Hopefully Beetlejuice will be a nice redemption, but buddy, like anyway, I'm switching into to this being a little bit more of like a theater production. I think everything looks great. The costumes are looking good. I like the world building of this old time London. I was surprised to see Olivia Colman. She is
Who
a gem.
who's that? Who's that?
She was the lady that runs the what's it the laundry chute place that they're in.
And
Mrs. Scrubbit.
I know her from because you said she's a gem. I know her from where?
You might know her from Hot Fuzz.
Oh, who was she in Hot
She was
Fuzz?
the lady cop.
Oh, okay. We're talking 15 some years ago.
Well, I could give you many other things that she's a part of, but you probably wouldn't know any of that.
Okay, so she's not
She
like
played
a big
Queen Elizabeth in The Crown,
that Gina would know that. Okay, so
if you wanted something
all
like
right.
that. But
Now we find out later about her character, so I will kind of go to that at the end of the movie because I think the character that we get in this movie with her, Mrs. Scrubbit, is not the actual real character, if you know what I mean.
sure,
And I'll explain it later. But anyway, so he gets duped, and the next day he can't pay, so he has to pay off his debt by doing laundry with other band of misfits in the basement.
Yeah, he gets the rug pulled out from under, right? He gets the what's
The shaft.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He gets the kind of the whole thing put on him to where he didn't read the fine print. They charged him a whole lot of extra, so what was originally 1 shilling is now 10,000.
10,000. Now, this is where we get introduced to a bad guy cop as well. Keegan Michael Peele. Is he?
Keegan Michael Key.
You like that? I said Peele.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. Why do I not like him anymore?
I don't know. Why don't you like him anymore?
And he just seems like a very Tyler Perry-ish. Like he seems he plays his very, very stupid characters. Like his whole character throughout this whole movie, spoilers on this one, is that he's a bad cop that gets duped by these three other guys that are chocolate kings, and throughout the whole movie he gets fatter and fatter and fatter. Joke, Eddie Murphy, fat suit, ha ha. Like I mean, that's all he's been playing recently is these ridiculously costumed buffoons.
So is that why you don't like him? Is it because he's kind of phoning it in, doing a lot of family-friendly character kind of stuff?
Yeah, because I saw what he did. He was a substitute teacher, for God's sakes, right? I mean, he did some lot of racy things back in the day. It's just like, really?
Well, I mean, we could talk about Mad TV and all the stuff that he did back then, but yeah, he does a lot of family. I think that's what it is that he's a family guy, and so because of that, he is now he does a lot of voiceover work. He did like Hotel Transylvania, Chip and Dale, did Pinocchio. He was Honest John in Pinocchio, which we reviewed, I think.
Right, we have.
Super Mario Brothers. He played Toad, Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Okay.
And then many more. I think that's what it is. Is he's maybe too family for you?
Eric, maybe, I don't know. It's just when I saw him on screen, instantly he was a familiar face, because I don't know who Timothy Chalamet is really, and he's a familiar face, and he should be the guy that I should be watching, and I could care less. You know what I mean?
He was there for slight comic relief, and he was a minor character. There wasn't really much to that character besides it being the running gag of him getting fatter and fatter and fatter.
Right. So in this small England town, it's not London, right? He's like in England somewhere.
I think
he's not in.
So I think it's just Europe, actually.
Is this someplace in Europe? And he tries to sell his chocolate on the streets, but these three chocolate kingpins are like, "Oh, let's try your chocolate." And the main dude is instantly, the dude likes it, right? Like the main dude, he puts it in, he's like, "Oh, it's so marshmallowy," and "Oh," right? And he's like, "But it sucks." Yeah, I'm just like, what? So wait a minute. So here I am, pissed already. Where it's like, damn it, with the musical, and now we're having three chocolate kingpins. And Wonka has to overcome these guys?
The chocolate cartel. And you should know the one, Slugworth.
Why? Well,
really?
I know the name.
Yeah, it's because of the original movie. So, in the original movie, it was put to us, the viewer, that each of the people who won the children who won a golden ticket were offered by Slugworth, who we find out later on at the end of the movie works for Wonka, right? That if you give me the secret to the everlasting gobstopper, then I will pay you handsomely.
Right. No.
So that Slugworth is from the start known as a nostalgia grab to be the competition. The other two are what, Proudnose and Finkelgruber or something like that.
Wait. But Slugworth turned out to be a good guy at the end of the original movie.
Slugworth at the end of the first movie ended up working undercover for Wonka, and he was just there to kind of be the character test.
Right. So this is a bastardization of that character, then.
I think this is a
right?
Yes and no. Because listen, I have a question about this because we're going to spoil the end of it if we get to it. Because we do find out, and this, you know what? Fine, I'll just jump ahead because we're gonna be all
We
over here
always do.
anyway.
We always
Why
do.
the hell not? Because when we meet the character Noodle, who is the errand girl for Mrs. Scrubbit at the what the heck is that?
It's like a
Uh,
hotel, right?
it's not
That
a
that building.
hotel. It's like a cleaners. It's like a bleacher and cleaners and laundry bleachers, something like that. Oh, you're right. Miss Scrubbit's boarding house, and they run a laundry business on the side. Sure. Anyway, so she's the house girl there, right?
Right.
And we find that she has a ring that she thought for it to be an N. That's how she got the nickname Noodle, is because
Right.
Miss Scrubbit found it. She's like, "Oh, I'll just call you Noodle." But we find out at the end is that Slugworth has a pendant of the same, or close to the same, and it's actually a Z, right? And what the hell
Right.
is that Z supposed to be? ZB? A Zebedee? Which is,
Zibba-dibba-doo.
yeah, exactly, which is the name of Noodle's father and Slugworth's brother. All right? You with me so far?
I see where you're going.
Okay. So, we find out at the end when Willy Wonka saves the day and dismantles the chocolate cartel, right?
Right.
That Noodle is the actual heir to the Slugworth fortune.
Right.
So, wouldn't that make Noodle the main competition for Willy Wonka?
Right. But then there was a old British white dude who was named Slugworth. So
Again, Jordan, at the end of that movie, it was found out that that was all a test and that he was working for Willy Wonka the entire time. There is no, agent named Slugworth. There is no competition.
I
It,
understand. I understand. I understand. Okay, I'm with you. Okay. Gotcha. The
it
guy's
was
name
all a
probably wasn't.
ruse.
Yeah, the guy's name probably wasn't Slugworth. Gotcha. But since the Slugworth in this movie was the main bad dude against Wonka, he used that eventually in the
I
future.
think it was just, again, a grab to kind of give you some familiarity uh,
Right.
or some crossover between the two
All
movies.
right. So you have these chocolate cartel guys, and they secretly do love Wonka's chocolate. So how does Wonka get this chocolate? Yeah, he's a runaway. I don't know, right? I don't know if I'm dozing off at this point, but somehow Wonka goes to this island and he gets these Oompa Loompa cocoa
Buddy,
beans.
you got to start watching these movies with subtitles, man. I like
I guess so.
something.
Or the
I swear.
music. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no,
So
I'm sorry. His mom died of disease, right?
yeah, sure. She went to sleep but didn't wake up.
Right. But he goes to this island and he steals these cocoa beans.
Later on, sure. It seemed like the boat that he was on, they called him a cook.
Okay.
So I would imagine that from a young boy that he always wanted to be a chocolatier, and so he spent his time in life at that point traveling the world and learning different methods and different ingredients and enhancing his craft.
Okay.
And now we are at the point in the movie when it starts that he's arriving in this European town to share his gift and his dream and to open up his own chocolate shop. That's his dream.
So are you saying in what the movie is saying that the Oompa Loompa cocoa beans are not the magical ingredient to make his chocolate amazing? It's just a ingredient?
Yeah, it was one stop of many stops that Willy Wonka had done on his life's journey. At that point, he was in that island. He happened to come across some cocoa beans, and he got them. And no, those four that he, because there's only four beans, and he uses
Right.
many others
Right. That's why I was
in his
confused.
kit that some aren't even chocolate related.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and that's just basically what that is. But because he got those four, he was supposed to, with the Oompa Loompas, pay in thousandfold.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Oompa Loompas. So we don't see an Oompa Loompa till halfway through the movie.
That's a
But
budget concern, I'm sure.
well, he keeps on saying that there's this little orange man with green hair that's stealing all of his chocolate at night,
Yeah.
right? I completely forgot that this was played by Hugh Grant. I feel that it's a better choice than that one random guy that Tim Burton picked out of an alleyway in LA somewhere.
Would you think that he was picked just out of an alleyway, bud?
Who the hell is that guy
Hold on a sec. Let me get him.
that played Tim Burton's Oompa Loompas?
Yep, hold on a
Come on.
sec. Because
No,
he oh yes, he's been in many other stuff, buddy. Hold on a
maybe
sec.
after.
Oh man, I cannot wait. Hold on a
Who
sec.
Okay.
Is it Deep Roy? Is that his name?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Deep Roy.
His name's Deep Roy, like DEEP.
Yeah, his name's Deep
Oh.
Roy. And buddy, this guy has been a long character in Hollywood.
Sure.
Do you wanna guess which movie that you've probably seen him in first?
Give it to me. Star Wars.
The Never-Ending Story.
Okay.
No?
He was probably just a
And yes, he was in Star Wars. He's also in Star
was
Trek.
he?
He was in Big Fish.
So no. So he's not a main dude. He's like a dude that's dressed up as a character somewhere in the background. He ain't nothing.
Not Never-Ending Story. He played the Snail Rider.
Okay.
He was in Flash Gordon. Like, he's...
I get side characters. This guy's not a I mean, come on. Whatever. Anyway.
I mean, what do you expect? An Oompa Loompa's a side character too, bud.
What I'm trying to say is that
He played the Tin Man in Return to Oz.
Oh, good God. I forgot. What I'm trying to say is that I forgot that Hugh Grant from the trailers was the Oompa Loompa in this movie. And seeing him as an Oompa Loompa was absolutely amazing. But I'm just saying that Deep Roy as all the Oompa Loompas from the Johnny Depp one was stupid. And
Okay.
at least we got a guy that everybody knows.
I think you think it was stupid just because it was the same guy, whereas in the Gene Wilder version and this one, at least the Oompa Loompas were different people.
At least it looked like an Oompa Loompa.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I get you. But the same part, I don't know if you're being, I don't know, against little people. It's like, not too many of them besides like, who the hell is in Game of Thrones? Why can't I think of his name, man? I just
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. Have really like a fortuitous careers. Warwick Davis maybe, but he's again a character in a lot of those movies.
No, it's not about that at all. I'm going to make this as
Time
obvious
Bandits.
make this as obvious as I can with you, okay? When you think of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers. You think of Jaws. You think of a shark, right? Terminator.
None of
robot.
those are human characters, buddy.
Doesn't matter. I'm saying is that you see these movies, right? And you instantly have a thought in your head, right? If you're going to make a chocolate factory movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, whatever, the Chocolate Factory, and you're going to make an Oompa Loompa, don't make him the same dude wearing red spandex. Or orange skin, green hair, doobity-doo, let's go.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Because I do think that the Deep Roy decision was just to save money on budget.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Let's just have Deep Roy dance in front of a green screen for like 8 hours, and we'll just make a cut that into sequence over and over and over and over and over again, and we'll just make it so there's 100 of them.
Right. In this movie, they did it right. They gave me my lightsaber, right? I'm thinking Star Wars. I'm thinking lightsaber. I'm Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Here's an Oompa Loompa. Doopity freaking doo. I got a riddle for you. That's what I'm thinking of. This guy is so terrible. Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa was amazing. Like, it's so bad. It's like Troll 2 territory for me.
You're saying Hugh Grant is bad?
It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Hugh Grant, late 80s, early 90s heartthrob, Hugh Grant. You might as well put Tom Cruise in this role. Like, it's hilarious and funny, and he's charming, and he completely knew what he was doing. but it still is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just,
I mean, it's an
I,
Oompa
I, I
Loompa.
well, I wasn't laughing like this with the Oompa Loompas and the Gene Wilder one. I'm just saying, like, it's just Hugh Grant. It's hilarious. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
This is Troll 2 territory.
I will say that there's got to be a moment in like the last, I don't know, 8 years or something like that. I'm trying to look it up, where Hugh Grant, just like you said, went from heartthrob in these rom-com and dramatic roles to really playing ridiculous characters.
I mean, like, this should have been Nicolas Cage. You know, like, just why not?
Oh, because yeah, I see what you mean. I think because you have like this person who can do silly and also gentleman at the same part, and I
Which is,
think
yeah.
that's what the big part of the Oompa Loompa was in this movie, was this distinguished gentleman kind of thing, but also still very very silly. Like when they started to do the first dance, and
Yeah.
Willie's like, no, you don't have to do this. He's like, no, I've already started. Once I start, I have to
Yeah.
keep on going, kind of thing.
He did it a little glassing when he set the trap for him. He's like, oh, no, he was great. He was great. And what I mean by it's bad, where, I mean,
Michael
objectively.
Jackson bad?
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, but I am laughing when the Oompa Loompas on screen. It's ridiculous that it's Hugh Grant. And I think Hugh Grant had a blast. Personal opinion. So I was watching the movie and I texted you a picture of the giraffe scene, which I don't know what happened during the giraffe scene. I might be honest with you. I'm watching this movie. My arms are crossed. I'm like, I'm going to show Eric where I am, take a picture. And something about he gets some sort of magic cocoa from a giraffe. I don't know what the heck happened, to be honest with you. I don't know. Something about it. I zoned out for a minute.
He
What
wanted to make a
happened?
particular type of chocolate when he
Okay.
escaped the laundromat, and when Noodle helped him escape. And by the way, he makes a contraption using the dog to help him escape. I mean, he does that. The dog does all this work for the laundromat, and so he and the rest of the people who work there, that are trapped with him, eventually they all escape and help him with his I guess chocolate endeavors there. But at this first step, he's coming up because he wants to make a particular type of chocolate. In order to do so, he needs giraffe's milk. He says, I need milk, which Noodle then takes uh, I guess a gallon of milk or a pint of milk off a doorstep, and she's like, here you go. And he's like, no, that's stealing. And by the way, I need giraffe's milk anyway. So the big problem a big complaint I saw on the internet was that Willy Wonka has a problem stealing, but he doesn't have a problem drugging a security guard, breaking into a zoo, milking from a giraffe, later stealing that giraffe, and then as they exit the zoo, steal a handful of balloons up style.
Wow, the internet is vicious. I wouldn't have cared enough to think about it that way, but
I think it was
okay.
more so that you're stealing milk from a person, and he's just borrowing milk from a giraffe. But either way, he needed giraffe's milk.
That's ridiculous, and I'm ridiculous for thinking because they are mammals, giraffes milk, right? That's just something you don't really think of. But
It's not something I wake up with.
no, but I just, like, I don't know why I'm getting pissed, right? Because in the original movie, you had the gobstoppers, and you had, the gum that turns people into blueberries. You had crazy things, right? So I shouldn't be pissed when he's just like, I need giraffe's milk. But I'm still pissed, and I don't know why. Is it because of the movie? Is it because of a musical? Is it because this is not what I want the prequel of the Chocolate Factory to be? I don't know. I think the latter.
I think what it is, because I think what bothers you the most is the same thing that bothers me the most about this movie. I liked this movie from a lot of different parts. I really did. I think Timothy Chalamet did a wonderful job as Wonka. He took me there. I'm all with it. But there are a few things that I had issues with this entire movie. One, I don't mind that it's a musical. This movie had a lot of musical numbers in it. It had too many musical numbers in it. I counted the soundtrack. It has like over 20 songs. cut that down in half. Less than that. You do not need that many songs in this movie. You do
Sure.
not. It wastes a lot of time. You're just fluffing up a scene that doesn't need to be done. You are wasting time that could be done telling other developing characters their stories. You could have given me more Oompa Loompa story instead of just
Mm.
like that lazy thing that you gave me about the island here and then threw it away. You could have given me more of the laundromat characters. You could have given me more of the chocolate cartel. You could have cut out that whole Church Rowan Atkinson thing altogether, or you could have
Mm.
given me more history with it as well too. Um, Maybe a more nostalgia grab, or maybe how maybe something like Veruca Salt's family, how they became got money through something else or inheriting something. You could have developed a lot more story, but instead you chose to waste another 45 minutes of my life in this movie with nonsense musical numbers that did not need to happen whatsoever. You could have cut out a lot of the characters in this movie. Did not need to happen whatsoever. The people that were in the laundromat, you probably could have used half. You could have cut out two, maybe three of those characters, and it would have been fine. Like I said, the whole church thing, you could have cut them out, would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's you could have made it from three chocolatiers to like two
One.
or one, and like and then the cops and had the one Slugworth chocolatier just owning the town basically. That would have been the more like there's a lot of other avenues that this movie could have taken, but it went to like this what we got, and
Yeah, we went.
I feel like it was a miss.
Yeah, no, it went to a predictable realm, right? It went to Slugworth and his other two goons, right? The chocolate cartel, poisoning Wonka's chocolate to where he opens up his store, which makes it magical for a guy that has no money and he's around people that has no money. I know they were, but still, though, I mean, this thing is ridiculous. His store,
Yeah, it's a
and
lot.
it's ridiculous for his first store, and everybody's like, "Oh, my God, your chocolate's so good," and then it's like they turns them into blue yetis, and it's poisoned, and it's supposed to be
Makes
comedic
kids grows
role,
mustaches and turns their
right?
skin green. Yeah,
And it was this like, is the milk poisoned or whatever? He's this one random guy said, I'm just like,
yeah, and then they start trashing the place, like it's like they're in Portland, Oregon, or something like that.
nice.
It's ridiculous that they just start. You're just like, I can't believe you did this. Let's burn this down. Ah.
Right, like you could have told this so many different ways, but that's how they decided to do this. This is why I'm getting upset because this has been my theme for a while. Eric has been there, done that, right? I mean, like it's getting to that point, buddy. But yeah, so like they poison his chocolate, and Wonka's shop is destroyed by the neighborhood because they're upset, which that's ridiculous. And now his name is sullied, and he has to redeem himself and have a good name. That's what's going
And you
on.
knew
And
it was
it's like,
coming too. As soon as it happened, that's where I'm yawning right along with you. We're just like, okay, because we know who the character is. We know that
mhm.
he doesn't fall down like this. We know that if this happens, it's like, okay, let me check my watch. Okay, we got another 45 for him to come back up and do the whole thing. And
Right, right. This is where he finds his strength, right? This is where is this the part of the movie where we find out about his mom and his love for chocolate from his mom, and his mom gives him a Wonka chocolate bar.
yeah, the first Wonka chocolate bar. And God damn it, Jordan! I said that when as soon as it happened,
Yeah,
I was just like,
yeah,
it's gonna be in that chocolate bar, and I swear
yes,
to
it is.
God, if the secret ingredient is love, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Wow, okay, that's not where I was saying. I was gonna say I was looking at my wife and I was like, he's gonna open it. It's gonna be a golden ticket, like I mean,
Oh,
obvious.
I enjoyed the golden ticket thing, but
No, I hated that.
that's
But
a nice
still,
little reference, I guess. But again, no, don't include it where you can. But to have it again, it's like that Harry Potter dumb crap where it's just like it was love all along. It's just like God, that is such a cop. That tells me that the writers didn't have a better ending, and they're just like, oh, it's a family film. Yeah, we'll just do this.
We'll just
It,
do love. Yeah.
well, let's do this. These people they'll eat it up like the chocolate fatties that they are. It's just like, come on, give me something. Give me something else.
So is this where prequels tend to die? Is because we as the audience who are hip with previous movies know the result of said character, and for them trying to trick us, or for them, meaning the filmmakers, trying to get us to worry about the character, do they fall flat on their face because we already know? Like, is that the issue that we're at?
I
Because
mean,
that's what I'm having.
yes and no. At the same part, it's so we know it just because it's a family movie. It's PG. It's very common in the hero's journey in the nine-step hero's story to have that part where they're at their lowest, so they can come back up and have their triumph. Because this is the part where they can change. This is the realization of who they are, that oh, I thought it was gonna be like this, but no, I've learned my lesson, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna do it with the ones that I love this time. And it's just it is unoriginal. I understand that, but this is the same director as Paddington, and it's not anything that we should be surprised about. It's the same director as Paddington. It's not a surprise. It's supposed to be this family movie. I don't think it's supposed to go out of the realm of uncomfortable. It's supposed to play safe, and it's just really what it is. It's the movie's still under 2 hours, even though it felt 3 hours with all those musical numbers in it.
This is the same director as Pennington? Really? Like, okay, right there's your problem, man. Like, why?
Because
Right there, that's the problem.
why is that the problem? This is supposed to be a family fun movie, and that's exactly what this was.
But what's the name before I murder it like I'm going to? Paddington or Pennington? Bear.
Paddington.
Paddington. Okay. Who gives a crap about Paddington? Wonka
The
takes
English.
yeah, but Wonka takes the cake, no pun intended, right?
Sure.
Right. So who cares about Paddington? Hire that guy. You're going to do Wonka. You bring some guns with you. You do it right. I'm not saying you bring Spielberg or Tarantino, but you bring somebody that's maybe the B level, not the C level, like
I
the
don't.
director of
I am
Paddington.
not going to hold the director at fault on this one. I really do think this was more studios film to kill and the writer
Now,
or
this
writers on this one here, which oddly enough is Roald Dahl, the same director, and Simon Farnaby. Oh man, that sounds like an English name.
the guy who directed this movie, who directed the Bear movie.
Yeah, he also wrote it, and he wrote it with the guy who did he did Your Highness
Okay, so you see
and
my
the
point.
other Paddington movies. Yeah.
Okay, so you see my point.
Well, again, I've told you before. I don't think what killed this movie was so much that as much as it was the musical numbers. It didn't need that, or just like the lack of the characters in it. I
Because they didn't have a director that was talented enough at the helm to say to the studio, cut it in half. He was a gun for hire. They needed a check. Hey, that's fine. I'm just saying, when you have the tier of Wonka, you bring in somebody a little bit more clout.
okay.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know who that is. I'm just saying, bring in somebody with a little bit more clout than some no-name director that nobody cares about.
Well, that didn't work out last time for them though. When
Okay,
they
nobody cared.
directed it
Nobody,
with you're right. It didn't work out last
nobody.
time
No,
when
at
they
that
said
point,
directed by Tim Burton.
Tim Burton's career was done at that point. He was trying to get that spark back, and he finally, after 20 years, has got it back with Beetlejuice. I mean that movie's going to be great, but
I mean,
I mean,
you say the downfall, but Tim Burton has not been short of work here, man.
okay, fine, but like I would say that he had lightning in a bottle with Sweeney Todd. I mean, that was a very, very good film.
Again, adaptation of a stage production.
But fine. I mean, he still did a good job on that. He also did Big Fish. That was a very, very good film,
That was a fun one.
right? So I mean, like, I'm Tim Burton is a bigger name. I would have rather Tim Burton made this movie.
He did make this movie.
No, he didn't make this movie.
He made it in 2005, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He
Jordan,
Okay.
I don't know what you're asking. When you're asking, I wish this director made this movie that he already made.
Wonka. I wish he would have made Wonka. Now, I think he would have had a different vision than what he was doing with Johnny Depp. That's all I'm saying.
He's done a musical. He did it in Sweeney Todd. And even then, that kind of was not on him because that music was and everything else was already established in Broadway, a Tony Award-winning production already. So he didn't get to do that. The music that was done for Nightmare Before Christmas was done by Danny Elfman. Everything else in was not too much of a musical for anything else, right? Like
No.
and everything else, all those other movies were just kind of quirky and dumb. Big Eyes bombed. Miss Pettigreen's A Home for Peculiar Children bombed. Dumbo did well, but it was a horrible movie. No, actually, it bombed.
Of course it bombed.
Yeah, all of his Alice in Wonderland did okay, and enough for the sequel, but the sequel bombed. Dark Shadows bombed. I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm not trying to insult Tim Burton here,
Go
but
ahead.
like he's very much a cult classic, a cult following. You know,
Right.
people still love Mars Attacks. It's not a good movie.
What?
What? It's a bad movie. Yeah, it's a horrible fucking movie. I'll drop the F bomb on there too. But people like it because it's silly. It's dumb, silly fun. Let's not try to pretend like it's a good movie.
Okay, well, I mean, I want to talk about Wonka. I think this is a conversation for another episode.
You wanted this movie to be directed by somebody else, and you said from the one person who already directed it. They
What
had
I'm-
their chance.
What I'm getting at is, and then we can put a pin in it, is just and move on. But I just when you have a big property like Wonka, you just don't bring a gun for hire. You just bring somebody in with clout. That's all I'm trying to say. And this guy is just a gun for hire. And I feel that even though that the studio owns the rights and the studio tells the director what to do, I feel the director still has opportunities and options to say, yeah, let's cut the musicals in half, or did you guys see the original movie? Like, we should do this, and like have a backbone, if you will. Because the director of this movie just was like, okay, whatever. Like he made a lot of dumb choices.
Sure. At the same time, I also think he made a lot of smart choices. It's a direction that maybe we didn't agree with. Maybe this was his whole thing to begin with. I understand what you're saying, but that is going to take a lot of the pull away from it. You already have two big names, and that's Timothy Chalamet and Wonka. Those are your draws right there. That's what's
Right.
going to bring people in. Whereas before it was Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, the dynamic duo.
Sure.
They're doing it all, and they're going to do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But to add a director done by this and so, I think that's going to add a level of expectation that is going to pull away from something else. Wonka done by
Valid.
Quentin Tarantino.
Valid.
Well,
Valid.
that's just a little bit. Yeah. So,
Valid.
see what I'm kind
Okay.
of saying? Whereas
No.
now you have this guy who's a director on a budget here.
Sure.
He's
Valid.
not doesn't come with that price tag, and who has a record of doing these family safe movies.
Right, but is that, and again, we're getting into theory before we get into the end, but like, I guess what bothers me is that maybe it's a me thing, right? But I just, because of being biased with the original film, like, you would think that the studio would care more than just make a family friendly, stupid Saturday morning movie.
Yeah, and this is where we're losing faith in Hollywood because I don't think there's any person who's just like, "Hey, we should make this because I love the original so much." I think they're thinking like, "Hey, how can we make money real easy?"
Yeah, that's what's happening. what also is about making money easily is that Slugworth and his gang come up to Wonka and they're like, hey, we have a deal with you. We will let all your little friends go, besides Noodle. They don't tell him that. As long as you leave. And he's just like, he doesn't struggle. He's like, okay.
Well, he's in his defeat, right?
Right, he's in his defeat, yeah. And he gets on the boat, and he meets with the Oompa Loompa. And he's like, what are you do? Grant's like, what are you doing there, big guy? And then they find out that there's no driver of the boat. And, there's TNT. It's an assassination attempt.
Very Roald Dahl.
My eyes are rolling, though. Like, I'm just like, okay. Where I turned, because I've been pretty negative throughout this review. Where I turned is when you find out more about Slugworth's backstory. You find out more about what's her name? Mrs. Scrum, whatever her name is. Mrs. Scrumwell.
Scrub it.
Mrs. Scrubbit. And you find out more just overall about Noodle is that, like, Noodle's mom was sick or something, right? And she was she related to Slugworth?
She was the sister-in-law.
She was the sister-in-law, and she needed to give her daughter medicine. Daughter was sick. This is baby Noodle. And Slugworth's like, yes, I'll take care of her, right? But then he doesn't take care of her. He's a jerk, and he drops her off to Mrs. Scrubbit or whatever. And this is why Mrs. Scrubbit doesn't allow her to leave. She actually cares for this child, I feel. Or am I wrong?
Yes and no. I think more no.
Well, I mean, like, she felt bad. She took her in. She cared for her. But it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy love, right? With what's his face? That
Yondo.
Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of love, right?
Yeah, where there's, I don't know, Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. Well, no, maybe the opposite of it. I don't know. Where it's like I think she sees Miss Scrubbit sees Noodle more as a pet than a daughter or anything.
In the beginning, I don't think that, right? Because the way that the actress portrayed oh my God, this is a baby, and because she could have easily just said, that's not my problem, right? But she did take her in. She did take care of her. She, and she turned out to be a horrible woman. You know what I mean? But it's like there's something there to where she cared.
I think it's one of those where she's a bad person, but she's not a monster.
There you go. That's better. Yeah.
Kind of like I don't know. Reminds me of like the Trunchbull almost from Matilda, where she'll threaten you and she'll do certain types of abuse, but she's never gonna kill you.
I don't know. She threw a kid. I mean, how many yards?
Scrubbit throws Noodle into the coop all the time, to a bird coop.
Is Scrubbit and her husband swingers?
They're not married.
Okay, fine. Scrubbit and the dude, are they swingers?
They are not. He wants to be with her, but she wants to be with an aristocrat. Did I say aristocrat, really?
You did. I'm just asking because of the comedic, stupid choice of having the big guy come out in her robe, very short robe, and ha ha ha, he's wearing a short.
Did you not see that whole part where they hooked up?
Yeah. I'm just saying though, it's like, it's stupid. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's just kind of this movie. It's just silly and whimsical.
Okay, so where I turn to the positive is the cartel get Wonka. He shows himself back, right? And him and Noodle get put into the underground lair. Instead of a volcano lair, it's a chocolate lair, right? And
this is
in the vault. But it's all underground, under this town, right? The chocolate flows under this town.
Well, the cartels have been watering down their chocolate, and they keep a whole vat of chocolate reserve in the vault underneath the church.
And Mr. Bean, we haven't talked about Mr. Bean. He plays the priest.
Yep.
Who's in on it as well. But Wonka and Noodle start drowning in the chocolate, right? They're dead. 100% dead. The bad guys win. 100%, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Wonka's like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in Wonka chocolate or something like that. And
Nice
then
little fun joke there.
right, and then Noodle's like, no, wait, the chocolate's gonna rise us up, and there's a light we can try to yell for help, and it's like, oh, okay, that's grabbing straws, but all right, and I mean, they're drowned in chocolate, right? And an Oompa Loompa comes and saves the day.
Yep.
This is where I turn on the movie. This is where I'm like, oh, turn.
I feel like you've
positive.
turned a few times here, yeah.
Well, meaning turn to where I'm liking where it's going.
Oh, okay.
Like he escapes. The whole town is there. He exposes the cartel. The cartel fly away because they're eating that chocolate. Keegan, whatever his name is fat.
Yeah,
right?
he's very fat now. Can't even get out of the car.
He's exposed. The Oompa Loompa and Wonka are cool. He's paid his debt, if you will. Wonka brings
He and Wonka
Noodle
are not cool.
him and Oompa Loompa are cool.
Oh, Willie and
Wonka and Oompa Loompa are
I'm
cool.
sorry, I thought you were talking about the cop.
No. And then Noodle goes back with her mom. Everything is great. And what made me smile was not the song at all, right? Because it was like, that seems forced, right? Come with me, you will see. I'm like, no, that seems forced.
Sure.
What I really, really liked, and I wish the whole movie was him taking the Oompa Loompa to a castle, which clearly was not the set of the first movie, and having this beautiful CGI of showing what the chocolate factory with the chocolate river comes up. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is what I wanted. Like, this is the whole hour 45. This is what I wanted. This is great. This should have been the movie.
Yeah, like I said, that this movie could have gone in many different directions, but it chose the one that it did.
It did, and I wasn't happy about it. But this ending part was great. It was great that Noodle got a chance to be with her mom again. Is it necessary? No. Of course, we knew the bad guys were going to get caught. Oh, shucksy, Wonka's cool now. Everybody's cool. And Wonka, 30 years from now, is going to be a recluse and find Charlie. Not before he opens up the first Wonka bar his mom gave him. And you griped in the middle of the show about how it was made with love, but it was written on a golden ticket, which is stupid.
The secret ingredient is not about what's in it, it's about who you share it with, or something like that, right?
And he shares it with everybody, and he has one little piece. It was on a golden ticket. That doesn't bother you? That bothers me a lot.
Not as much as what was written on it. The golden ticket doesn't bother me as much as what was written on it, so.
Oh, come on. I mean,
it's gold foil. Who cares?
Stupid. Because
again,
now we're saying
it's nostalgic.
30 years from now, he's going to get that idea? Come on.
I mean, worse things about this movie than that, to be honest, Jordan.
Okay, fine. Popcorn rating on this one. It's not a no bag. It's not a bag of kernels. I didn't hate it. It's a small for me, honestly. I mean, it being a musical, believe it or not, shocker, is not the reason why I didn't like this movie. I didn't like the movie simply because I didn't like the story that they told. I agree with you. I think Timothy Chalamet is actually pretty damn good Wonka. Like, I thought he was good.
He did a good job.
Yeah. I didn't need Noodle. I didn't need the crazy characters. Cut a lot of characters in half, like you said. If you're going to make a musical, fine, right? But cut it in half. A lot of it should have been cut in half. But that ending was really, really cool for me. So, I mean, for me, overall, it's a small. It's something that I'm not going to go back to. Like, I'm waiting for the great revamp of Wonka. And one day I'll get it. So, Eric, what is your popcorn rating for Wonka?
So I originally was going to go with small popcorn, but I seem to be on this kick, especially after Damsel, where I have to acknowledge the target demographic that's going after this. This movie's rated PG, and it's under 2 hours still.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it really hit where it was trying to go in its margins. I honestly do think so. It looks like it made its money on the worldwide gross. Oh, it looks like it did it domestically too. So budget is at like 125 million. Domestically, it looks like it went over 200. Um, Worldwide, it's at like 600 mil. So I mean, it did its thing. That's probably gonna be enough to where we get a sequel. And I think if in the sequel we get a little bit more, typically we get a little bit more story, a little bit more development in these characters. Again, my issues were that music. Jordan, um, of all of 30 something songs that were in this song, do you remember any of them?
The opening one about the 12 silver dollars. Other than that, no.
I say I remember maybe two, possibly three of these musical numbers, and I couldn't even give you all of like the chorus or any even the notes of it. I remember maybe just a few of the words just because they would come back to them over and over again. The scrub bit, maybe the chocolate one, when they were doing the chocolate uh, I guess bribe with the chief of police down in the basement. But all of it really just seemed unnecessary. I did not like it. I give it a medium just because I have a lot of issues with this movie. I really do. But if you're a family and I think this movie hits very well with like the preteen group. Same with Damsel, uh, where it's like that lighthearted fantasy a bit.
Okay.
That's really think
Maybe
that
maybe a little bit younger for this one,
you
right?
you might be right actually. So yeah, maybe younger like that 8 to 12 crowd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's really where that sweet spot is. And of course, if they're going to see it, that means their parents are going to see it, and so
Mm-hmm.
you're paying double the ticket. I really think that's where the spot is, and they didn't have to think a whole lot for this movie. That's probably where the music comes in, is so they didn't have to develop these characters and put a whole lot of thought and writing into this. I understand that completely, and that's why I give it its rating. I really want to see more of it in the sequel if they were to do a sequel. I'm pretty sure they're going to. I liked the characters who did their thing. I think Timothy Chalamet did a wonderful job. I think Olivia Colman did a great job as a villain. The villains in this movie are good. They have purpose. They have motivation for what they're doing, and they don't go above or beyond their means to achieve that. It's very realistic, kind of what they do. Just like, oh well, I have the money and I'll just influence this and influence that. It's not anything that's outlandishly crazy. They're hateful people. You really, you know, are rooting against them in a lot of the parts of them. Those are good villains. I was hoping that the heroes would overcome all the people, and I knew that they would because it's a family movie.
Right.
But I grew impatient in many parts of the movie. I felt like, okay, hurry up, let's just wrap this musical number up, please, so we can get to the next part. I think the jokes were not like a knee slapper as much as it more of like a, I don't know, like a
Yeah,
kind
like a
of,
chuckle.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a small little humor, and then moved on. Um, that's really what it is. It's just kind of a medium movie. It's just a meh. It's fun to listen. We're all fans of Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka.
Sure.
There's it's that it's so much of that magic is going to be hard to recapture.
Mm.
And I don't think this movie is going to get anywhere near close to that. Um, but because you like that movie so much, this movie is maybe worth it to put on the list. It's not like I'm glad I didn't see it in theaters. This movie's like an airplane movie. This
Yeah.
movie's hey, it's raining outside. We got nothing to do inside. Let's put on Waka.
Yeah. Like this is surpasses Tim Burton's, like we've been discussing all episode.
Yeah, and his wasn't even a musical.
No. Yeah. I mean, like I said, shocker to you and to the audience. It does not bother me this was a musical. I just didn't like the story that they told.
Yeah, some of the musical parts were fine, but again, it seemed very much like a stage play and less of a movie
Well,
in a lot of parts. And I think I wanted more of the movie.
yeah, yeah. I wanted more movie, maybe a couple of songs here and there. Come with me. I will sing the world. Yeah, but other than that,
But is that
just
it? Is that I and you are so invested into the world that we just wanted to see more of it? And we're being a bit more gracious with the review that we're just like looking to, I don't know, willing to look the other way.
if it works, if it's how about this? If it's broke, don't fix it. I tell somebody in my personal life that all the time that I work with. You
Sure.
know, like don't try to fix and change things. Right? Know what works and stick with what works. And like I said in my popcorn review, one day we will get a great Wonka movie again, but this is not that.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see some darker Roald Dahl versions. I think that'd be great. There was a rumor when they were doing the 2005 version that they wanted to do a darker version of this, and so there was word of like having Marilyn Manson play Willy Wonka or like Tom Petty play Willy Wonka and go completely dark with it,
What do you mean dark?
I-
Like I know what you
like
mean.
Hot
Like
Topic dark.
I know, but yeah, okay. Is that what you mean? Like put some guy liner on My Chemical Romance?
No, no, no. Well, that's what they wanted, but dark
Right.
is as in uh
Is the book dark?
like people like Willy Wonka not caring that maybe some people die. That oh maybe that kid fell into the furnace, and like Gene Wilder, his version was when a kid gets shot up when Augustus Gloop gets shot up in there, or when Violet turns into a big old bubble type of thing. There's lightheartedness is calmed down by an Oompa Loompa song,
Right,
whereas
right,
I
right,
feel in
right.
the book is more like oh well, go check down there and see if she's still alive or not. Kind of a thing.
Oh,
And
really?
a bit more, yeah, a bit more like a sociopath, where it's almost like he feels guilt free, and it's just like, well, it's not my fault that those kids decided to kill themselves.
Well, I mean, there is stuff I've read online that the Chocolate Factory book is like seven deadly sins and blah 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 blah. So, right, that's him going, they're sinful, right? Because he was looking for the kid that was not
Yeah,
all these negative things. Um, yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I think we got that version though already, right?
I guess the other Roald Dahl adaptations, not just this one.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know all his work. I guess I know the big ones, right? So, I mean, James and the Giant Peach is the one that freaks me out because of stop motion. Ugh.
Well, what's the Henry Sugar was nominated and didn't it win this year for best short or something like that?
What?
No, it's another Roald Dahl adaptation
I don't know what that
with
is.
with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Don't know.
It's on Netflix.
Don't know it.
All right then. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Nope, don't know
I'm
it.
still gonna get you the BFG for. I had to get it to you for Riley's birthday, a belated birthday present. Next time I see you.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not going to watch that one. Just like I haven't opened up game night.
That's
Thank you.
okay. I'm not gonna give you the movie. I'm gonna give you the book to read to her,
Oh,
so that you can describe to her how giants eat people.
I mean, they probably boil and mash and stick them in a stew.
One of the giants is named Bone Crusher.
That's a good one. How about this? If I want to freak her out about giants, I'll show her the first Ewoks movie.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, I would say either that or again Time Bandits. That's another one.
Right. Well, if you like that, I hope you who are listening like that because that's the end of our show, right? I gave it overall a small. Eric gave it a medium. I kind of had a feeling that we were going to go into this at different sides of the coin, but Wonka is what it is. But if you like our episodes, make sure to keep on downloading us at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com. Or, hey, wherever you get your podcast from, we know you don't go to the site. You go to the apps, download us. Every Thursday, a new episode is up as soon as you wake up. So thank you so much for downloading us. Eric, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll be back next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night.
Hear to my voice that's slowly getting better by the day. I can breathe through my nose again.
Well, you look great, though.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I got the haircut. I got flattered by a man named Matthew, a stylist named Matthew,
Nice.
who is a very gay, a very Jewish, a very New York stylist. Excuse me.
Does Matthew have a band?
Man, I hope I don't turn into the dad that toots his own horn as hard as you do, man. I do it well enough, but man,
You
there
didn't
are
like
times
that?
when it's a certain level. Not as much as you did.
Oh my God. What a week.
Oh, yeah, was it a week?
I went to Nashville.
Weekend.
Didn't have Nashville hot wings. I went to an all-black church. Watched Wonka. Oh boy.
It feels good, right? You got some old-time religion in you.
Yeah, dude, did I get cultured? That's just, I mean, good God.
Did you testify? Did you go up in front of the congregation there? And
When the Nigerian priest asked for all the children to please gather around him, let's just say my eyes were glued on my daughter very, very heavily. Like, whew. I was waiting for some people to come up to me and be like, you know you're white, right? Like, what are you doing here?
is that what we brought our own snakes.